Hey guys, it's RocketMax32 here, and welcome to my first review of the new August 2025 wave, starting here with the V19 Torrent. This 9 plus set number 75432, comes with 567 pieces for a retail price of $67. Now, this wave has been rightly criticized for its very overpriced nature, but today we're going to get into this set, go through a full review. I was able to get this a day early because I found it at Walmart, but let's dive into this thing. And here we go. This is the V19 from 2025, and we haven't had one of these since 2008. That is just crazy that it took LEGO this long to make another one, but I'm very excited to get into this one today. First of all, we have the build here, which is a downsized V19, but I am perfectly fine with this because I am all about accuracy, and this V19 is closer to minifigure scale than the previous V19 Torrent. The previous one was way too big, and I know a lot of people are not on this downsizing trend that LEGO has been doing, but frankly, in this case, I'm a fan of it because this is more accurate. And for $65, we get the V19 itself and 3 incredible minifigures. I want to dive into the minifigures first because these guys are absolutely fantastic. Starting off with the new Obi-Wan Kenobi in his Clone Wars armor. We got 2 different facial expressions, which is something we've come to expect out of LEGO. We have full arm printing, which just looks absolutely incredible. This is why this should be the absolute bare minimum because it looks fantastic. I would have liked to have seen some dual molded legs, but you know what? The printing doesn't look bad. I am a huge fan of this minifigure, definitely a standout for this set. And coming in at a close second behind him, we have the Asajj Ventress. Now, we haven't seen Ventress in a long time, and I was very worried that they were going to give us the normal lightsaber hilts, that they wouldn't bring back her special ones, but thankfully LEGO did. We got her old lightsaber hilts, the perfect mold that they made way back in the day. The printing on this figure is great. Similar to Obi-Wan, some dual molded legs would have looked fantastic on this minifigure, but frankly, this minifigure is just phenomenal, and I just cannot complain too much. Back in 2008, we only got a clone pilot, so it is very exciting to get these 2 freebies thrown in, and definitely a big motivator for a lot of people, I'll guess, to go and pick up this set. But finally, we do also have a clone pilot, and this guy looks fantastic. I am a big fan of LEGO actually molding new molds for unique clone troopers instead of doing the same copy-paste thing over and over again and printing a pilot helmet on a Phase 1 helmet. And LEGO here has made a new helmet mold. It looks so incredibly good. A lot of people online have been complaining about the visor printing not going far enough. And you know what? Frankly, I don't think it looks that bad. In 4K real close, it can be kind of annoying. But when you just hold the minifigure in your hand, I think it looks perfect. A lot of the LEGO clones these days are kind of doing a hybrid style between the realistic and the Clone Wars, and being that this is kind of a ship that we mostly see in Clone Wars, I would expect them to do more of a Clone Wars style. This helmet mold is one that we've seen in live action, and so we would expect to see some of that. Now, this clone does that same hybrid thing, and I think that you can chalk the print on the visor up to that hybrid because it goes about as far as it does on the Clone Wars style Phase 1 clone. So I think he looks great. I am kind of annoyed that LEGO, on the box, LEGO shows the visor print going further than it does in real life, which is annoying because they're just lying to you. But as far as how the actual minifigure looks, I think this is a top tier figure, and I'm very happy that we have a real clone pilot helmet finally. And this selection of minifigures, being that they are all currently exclusive to the set, is a phenomenal lineup. I mean, you really cannot beat these minifigures. They look so good. And for the normal trend of LEGO Star Wars minifigures recently, especially LEGO Star Wars clones, it is very refreshing to see some absolutely top tier minifigures. So on to the actual build. My 2 main takeaways are, yes, it is smaller, and for a lot of people, smaller is always a downside. But for me, accuracy is what I want to see in my LEGO sets. I want them to be getting closer and closer to the actual shows, the movies that we love these things from. And in this case, we got that. We got a ship that is closer in size to the actual in-universe one, and a lot of the details are so much better on this than in the original 2008 one. All around, I absolutely love this thing. I think the standout thing is this big yellow glass piece right here, which is a little startling, but I will say it is accurate, which again, accuracy trumps all in my book. And so the fact that this ship looks so much closer to the actual shows, well, it's just a win all around. It's closer to minifigure scale. It's got better coloring, better building. The thing is freaking strong. I mean, I can just hold it by these wings. I can hold it by the tip of the wing. It may flex a little bit, but it's not coming apart. The movement is very simple, very intuitive. It locks in place well. I mean, good enough to be played with. And the wings, I mean, everything is just so structurally well built. I'm a big fan. Now, it looks a little derpy sitting like this, I will admit, but that's just kind of the ship itself. They look a little derpy in the actual show. But just like they did for the Jango Fett Slave 1 that they released in this exact same wave, I would have loved to have seen some kind of display stand that lets you display it like this. Now, I found you can kind of display it like this, but I think you're kind of just tempting fate because, well, that happens. But you can kind of set it up without any building. It does kind of put some stress on the pieces. The tail is definitely bending to the side and whatnot, but it is possible, it is doable, but I think I'm probably going to build a little stand to hold mine like this because it just looks so much better in this position than in this position. Now, for the question of to buy or not to buy, one thing I'm having to do in this wave is to not only judge the price versus the sets that are being released next to it, but judge the price versus the things that are already on shelves. For example, when you look at the new battle pack, it's just atrocious. When you look at the MTT versus the Juggernaut, the MTT is a lot better deal than the Juggernaut. But then when you're standing in Target and you're holding the MTT in your hands, and it's so light because there's only 900 pieces in there, and you look down at the $160 price tag, then you look over just a little bit, and the Dark Falcon has 1,500 pieces, better minifigures, more minifigures, and it's only $145 with the new rollback. It's very hard to justify, but that's neither here nor there. We're talking about this. Price per piece is not always the most accurate. I think between the minifigures and a decent piece count, 65 is relatively close. I think if you can find it on a small discount, it's an instant buy. If you see it for 65 and you have the cash, it is a good buy. If you can find this thing for 50, even 55, maybe even just 60, definitely pick one up. I mean, this thing is a great deal with some fantastic minifigures, and at any kind of a discount, it's just a steal. At its retail price, it's good. It's fine. It's definitely looking a lot better because of the outrageous stuff being released in August, but when compared to other stuff on the shelves, it's okay. With a lot of the other sets coming out right now, I would feel scammed at the prices that I'd have to pay to get them. But for this, I think it's definitely a buy, and if you can find it at a discount, it is a quick buy. If these things go on discount, I'm going to be picking up a couple more for my Republic Army, or maybe just for my sealed set collection. But definitely let me know in the comments down below. Do you like this set? Do you think it's overpriced? Are you going to buy it? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm very curious to hear y'all's opinions. But that's it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Peace.